Hello, this is Gerald Avas. It shouldn't be too difficult actually to realize the kind of associations that we make by hearing letters. And they can be organized quite easily actually by adding actually complexity of what we hear as what we notice, as what we can also visualize as well. So the vocals and consonants that we hear in a very direct understanding are more about placements. We place them immediately into a place that we can recognize, a place where we can start from. We say, okay, here's the A, for instance. We know that with a T is a K. From the first 9 letters, they're all about that. It's like you have a pointed direction. It's there. You have that point with some variations. So in 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, you still have the impression, okay, I can keep it into one focus. Once they are going to divide our focus, we have an acknowledgement that something is changing and so on. We place them not longer onto a placement, we place them into a timing. So we plan things, we see where it's going to, we find directions. It's the same way we recognize these letters. They take a little bit more time. You hear that they evolve to something somewhere. And all the directions, also with all kinds of variation that you have there, they fit actually to the letters. And the last category is where you have a certain limit of behaviors, a whole complexity of behaviors, where you can see, okay, from here to here I can recognize it, and it can be anywhere or at any time. These are also the directions that our mind is going to when we hear these letters. It's still unconsciously, just like you have colors that's unconsciously, but they are meaningful because they direct ourselves towards the understanding also what it's about. So we choose also words with letters that are useful. I'll give one simple example in this case. But first, before I do that, I always separate these regions of placement, of timing, and of time-space continuing context in which you limit your focus actually from what you can see and what you cannot see, so where you are more open to what is really happening there in a whole set of things. We can split them and so on, and then they are there. It's not always very practical. Sometimes it's good to have, actually it's all together. So you have the placement, the timing, and then the context is all within one, actually within the same circle. So for the practical workout that you also can visualize that, it's best that we move our focus also to the region which is dominant, so that we can understand and put them on top of each other. And I'll do that more and more. I always splitted them, but it's not always so practical to split these 1 focus, 2 focus, 3 focus all the time, because they're all happening at the same time. For instance, when I have the vocals of E and O, they are about directions. If I have the A, it's about placement with that domination. So when I add direction into placement, it's still that placement that has to dominate, and I have to size it actually in such a way that I can understand it and I can express it. Like if you have the A combined with direction, combined with the E, or a placement in a physical sense. You have that placement in that bigger context where everything is ongoing. So that's the way how we combine these things. It's like you say, like also how we use words. If it's on top of something, or if it is an object, if you first use the verb, if you first use one of the grammatical things in a different order, you have to have the right order and can visualize it, that okay, that's on top. Oh no, here's the object, and so on. The same way is happening also in letters, and that needs experience to do so. And I still improvising it a little bit too much, although I know the positions of the letters where they originate and I can understand them. It's the combination. Actually, the most best thing that you can do is combine them within one center. That's our main goal, actually, to understand things immediately into one goal. You will not always have that, so I split them up most of the time, but then you have to combine letters that are originated from a different position or that we associate from a different position. That's a bit more difficult. But I will, from now onwards, I will always go towards a region that I can combine them together into one region. So let's say the middle focus, in which I can add the other letters and still respect this 1, 2, 3 rule as well. So I have a very easy example, fly, for instance. Fly has the letters F, Y and L. L is about a physical realization of how the things look like. The Y is about, it has from the first level of the directions in timing. It starts from space, goes towards the timing itself, and ends actually into the already more complex region of where you have to find context. Actually, these 3 regions are there as well in the second category, where you follow up the elements of time, while the L is you pick out the elements in space. That's the way how we associate them. They can be defined actually quite well, and that's the way how we build it up like a puzzle, and we can understand it better what's happening in that puzzle. There's a reason why each of these letters are in that position. They have positions into a geometrical context, into a numerical context from 1, 2, 3 and so on. They have a complexity that builds up. But let's make that easy example. Let's go from F to L to Y. So the only things that we need are about directions and movements and changes and the physical thing. So it's about, fly is about a physicality that is moving, which already is correct with what the word means. And I'm going deeper into that. Because I start from F. Here's the F actually between the zone of the differences. The difference between you and me, you can say, between the past and the future. I'm going to focus upon my abilities of making it actually possible to find the direction. And how is that doing that? Because all these letters from the second category are about directions. It's about the last category. So it's already into the third category, where the follow-up is already a little bit more difficult, and you have some contradictions, and you still have to try to keep your focus. And for the geometry, actually, the middle letters are about the vertical directions. 1, 2, 3 always, so there are 3 vertical directions. Not only that, it's dealing with these three vertical directions, but it's also dealing with the end effect of it and the end results of it. And within these end results and this uncertainty, you have only 1 vertical, which is certain, and 2 which are uncertain. And it's also already about evolutions of directions. So 1 direction, which you could say it came from the past, is unpredictable, and the other one, which is another highlight, the highlight from the past and to the future, which becomes also unpredictable. So in a way, the only predictable thing that you can have is that what you choose now. This is my direction now. This is what F is about. This expresses the F very well. And it's going towards the end results, which can in the end also predict actually something which is ongoing the whole time as well, like you have that in the last category. In the end category, it's going towards that direction. It's in the third category, the second option that you have there. It's going into that direction of giving it a bigger perspective, giving it a bigger focus, giving it actually the full context of the full surroundings actually. So it's going towards that, but into just one direction, which you don't know yet. Where did it go to? Where is it going to? But we make a direction. We have one direction to follow, and that's we are certain about. Where it's going to, how we have to adapt to what these directions is unclear from the letter F onwards. The letter L basically is in the first category, so it's about, we pick out that point of reference, which tries to focus upon the physical realm, and the physical realm is focusing upon the material itself. On the second degree, it's mostly about the volume part, the material itself, into the physical realm there. And you have there not just one point, but 2 points. What are these points about actually? It's about that focus, which has 2 sorts of focuses. The middle point of focus, trying to have a middle focus, and then have the deviation, see where something extra is there. We notice something extra. And that's what actually is happening here. We focus upon the middle, and something comes out of the middle. Something of a form is forming there. And that's our expression of L, and that's what can also explain L in comparison with all the other letters. And I can explain the same positions and letters with 1, 2, 3 points also in the same way as I do that here with the letter L. Letter L in that way also fits very well with this form, which we could easily associate with L, like the tongue, like the leaf, like something is forming there from the middle onwards. It's growing there. We notice something. Okay, something extra is there. So the L has to be combined with the F. And in this way, I have the physical realm separately from the timing realm towards the last realm. But I have to combine them, and that's one of the things that might be difficult if you keep them separated. We don't have to keep them separated. Just have an idea. Now, this is about the physicality. Express the physicality of L and express that physicality into the directions that we have there. And that's what we will do from the middle out towards the expressions for what we can see there. It's going into directions, one direction clear, 2 directions. Where will it go to? It will adapt. And that's into the realm of timing. So we have to balance that out in timing. And this Y is even more balancing this out. What is the Y doing? It is actually the focus from space towards towards the result, to what I don't know yet, into what I'm going to time at some point or another. So from space to time somewhere, like you have it, almost like you're reaching out. What are we going to balance out into our directions? We're balancing out the fly actually with this form of L, with this forwardness within the unpredictable thing. And that's how we can immediately recognize this fly is going to fly away to somewhere. It's also the fly, which has that physicality form as well, but which also will go into some direction, unpredictable, but in a certain direction. That's all the same thing. It all fits with the word fly. And actually it's quite easily understandable by putting the letters on the same positions, on the right positions, but also understanding them, how they combine, how they are a combination of these 3 letters, and how they express something with these 3 letters, how they direct our mind with these 3 letters. And that's what I was going to explain for today. Thanks again for watching. Bye.